Hey everybody, welcome to Leon's Chainsaw Parts and Repair. Working on Shane's XL here, but I'm coming across a repair that I think everybody, well, that I get enough requests for out on the channel. I may have done this style of starter repair in the past. I honestly don't know, so we're going to do it again. So it came to me like this: no rope, no handle, just a pulley. Now I think the spring is still good, but we're going to find out. So if you have the early style starter, and by that I mean metal, the difference is instead of a thread cutting screw, you're going to have a fine thread screw. I want to say it's a 10, would be a 1024? Whatever the hell that fine thread is in a number 10. I'm not remembering right now. And it would probably be a slot head screw, or take it out with a 5/16 socket. You're going to have a washer down in there just like this one. Now that is not supposed to happen, but we're lucky. That's another important difference. These late models have that containerized spring. The earlier models do not. It is secured, the outer wrap, with a rivet, but you still got to be damn careful. But that just demonstrates the two different types of springs that you might come across: metal housing, plastic housing. There may be a few of the very early plastic ones that use this. I'm honestly not remembering for certain now. It's possible. Compare to what you've got coming out. You can see down in here, there's a nice little nub right there that loop fits over. If yours just has a groove cut in there that looks like that will fit, that's probably what you're supposed to have. So again, try to stick with what's in there. If there's not something in there, that's where a little investigation might be in order. So this spring is obviously fine, because I can see the end right here and I don't see any other broken areas. So that's good. You always install it if you have the containerized style with the container up. Just like with any other, you've got to think about what direction you're pulling the engine over. And you're pulling it over counterclockwise. So as you're pulling the rope out, this pulley's going to spin counterclockwise. So it's got to put tension on the pulley as you go that direction. If it doesn't, you got it backwards. So we've got this out. You can see the recess right there for the starter rope. Comes right through the drum. This rope is, if I can still read this, I may not. There we go. It's number 3.5 and 7/64 diameter. That's not 3.5 millimeter. Wouldn't that be nice? So I'm going to do a double wrap. Okay, nice and tight. We're going to fish that sucker into the pulley. As you're cutting rope off, you want to burn the ends and make them as cone-shaped as possible, or, pointed, whatever you want to call it, so it'll go through a hole like that. Twice, because it's not just this drum you got to get it into, it's that starter handle. So you can see, with that knot pulled tight, it fits in there real nicely. I'm going to push that end down as far as I can so that it doesn't possibly ever get in the recoil spring and cause problems. There we go. Now, different people do this different ways. I'm going to do it the way I like, which is to wrap the rope on. Now this is that double wide groove, so you can see that it holds a fair amount of rope. Oh, and I'm going to be just at that length that I'm going to have to unwrap a wrap because I want to use the groove. That's what I like to do. Drop it in place, and it dropped right in. I'm going to go ahead minor squirt of WD, whatever your preferred lube is, it doesn't matter. Just a little bit, not a lot. Now, this being a Torx head screw, maybe I'll get lucky and it'll stick. Look at that. Nothing like living good. Now again, everybody has their own preference of tensioning. Some like to tie this on, pull some out, and then do the couple wrap thing. For whatever reason, I just like to tension it. Give it 2 wraps there, under tension. I'm going to fish it through. I'm testing it. I can see it's got good tension all the way back. So I'm going to give myself some working room. The old half hitch. Okay. Fish it up through your handle. Now, this is a new handle because this one was missing. If you've got an old one that's a little distorted, this can be difficult. You may actually have to take a drill bit and ream trash and, collapse plastic out of here. Don't be surprised. This one's easy because it's new. Now, don't forget a small washer. If you do, you are going to pull the rope through this handle at some point. It may seem like there's no chance in hell. Trust me, I've done it enough times. Don't tempt fate. Just get a small washer in there. Do a double knot. Even with that washer, because I don't want to tempt fate. Get in there as best as possible. I guess at this point I can trim some of that off. Okay. Alright, that is not going anywhere. Done. No screwing around. So again, that procedure is going to work with the steel or the magnesium housing, with the plastic housing. Only real difference is whether that is a thread cutting screw or a machine screw. Service procedure is going to be exactly the same. Hope that helps.